Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to create a really club-friendly white noise to use in Reason or record whatever propeller head software that you're using. So let me show you a clip of what it's going to sound like.
Turn it up. Turn it up.
Alright, so we're going to be focusing on the white noise from that little clip. So let me open up a new project file and I'm going to show you how to do it. It's pretty simple. So for this white noise, what I did was I used the NN19 digital sampler, and I actually used a white noise sample rather than using white noise from a synthesizer such as Thor or Subtractor. But what you're going to do is open up an NN19 and you're going to right click on it and select Initialize Patch. This will bring it to its initial state. We're going to click the Browse Patch icon right here, and you're going to want to go to your Reason Factory Sound Bank and go into your NN19 sampler patches, and then Synth Raw Elements down here. And I used the raw CS noise right here. All right, so this noise sounds pretty staticky on its own. It doesn't have that really like, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of compressed air a little bit. It doesn't have that yet. It sounds more like static on a television. So what you're going to do is we're going to be creating our first EQ on it. So you're going to right click on it and go to your create menu and do M class equalizer. Now on this first EQ, we're going to start over at the high shelf. To make sure that the high shelf works, you got to click on it and the high shelf is then enabled. The frequency we are going to set to 9.6. 9.6. That's right out there. And the gain we're going to have at 9.7, so we're bringing it way up. And we're going to have that Q at 0.62, so we're leaving it. Now the second parameter we're going to select, and we are going to set the frequency at 2.58. And we are going to set the gain at 2.3. And we're going to set the Q at 2.7. So bring it down to 2.7 or around there. Okay, cool. And then we're going to select the first parameter, that little box right there, and we're going to bring the frequency to 1.59 or as close as you can to get around there. It doesn't have to be exact, guys. It's pretty much the same thing if you're around those numbers. And then we're going to bring the gain to 3.1. or close to it, and we're going to bring the Q to 1.2. Alright, cool. So let's take a listen. If you play it now, it's still really staticky. If you take it off, it's even more staticky, but it's not quite right yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to add one more EQ. So click the create menu and go to an M class equalizer once more, and this time we're just going to do the second parameter, and we're going to bring the frequency to 2.58. Shoot, there it is. We're going to bring the gain to 8.6, bring that up, and we're going to bring the Q to 1.1. Alright, now to get it a little bit more airy, what I did was I created a reverb. Let me just turn this down, it's hurting my headphones. So I just used the RB7 digital reverb and I moved it to large hall setting. I had the wetness to about 20, let's do 24. The damp I brought down to 22. And what else did I do? The decay I had at -30. And the size was -23, so it's not a huge, the reverb doesn't go on for too long. -23, there we go, 22 is fine. And then the last step is that you're going to want to create a vocoder, but we're not going to use it as a vocoder, we're going to use it as an equalizer. So down here, you're going to select EQ mode by sliding that up to equalizer, and we're going to make it an 8-band EQ. Now we're going to bring the shift to 16, and that just adds a little bit of a mod to the sound. Now, this is where it really is up to you about how you want to EQ this, because I can't actually tell you the exact EQs, the amounts I did. So what I did was I brought down the lows a lot. I brought up the highs quite a bit, and the second highs. So let's bring those lows back in there. Let me just compare with my other one. Oops, sorry guys, it's probably confusing to look at. Let me compare with, where is it? This white noise right here. Alright, so that's how I did it in this one. That's how I EQ'd it right there. So if you can see and get a sense of how you want yours to look, but it's really up to you. But use your ear and create the EQ of your choice. So you're going to end up with a noise similar to that, which sounds a lot better than just the white noise on its own. So really what it comes down to create that club sound is that you want some reverb and you want some EQing to really bring out those highs and get rid of some of those frequencies that make it sound like static. Now, to get it, a lot of times people will sidechain their white noise to the kick, and sometimes you'll hear this like really minuscule sidechain. And what I like to do, and what that means is it sounds like it's wrapped around the kick, but only for a quick second. So what I do for that is I create a regular sidechain just by doing compressor, bringing the threshold down, you know, the whole ordeal. I have a video on sidechain compression if you haven't seen it, so you can just look on my channel for the sidechain compression tutorial. But you want to create sidechain, and you're going to route it to a kick in a mixer. But if you say you have it's on a kick like so, let's just load in any old kick. Shoot, kicks. Yeah, that's fine. What I do is if you bring down the length, the smaller it is, the less the sidechain it has. It's the quicker the sidechain. So you get those like really short stops in between the synth. So I really recommend sidechaining it, but having the length way down on the kick. While it's sidechain, you'll get some cool results. Hope this tutorial was helpful.